Hello and welcome to the season finale of Big Brother Bile. Big Brother this year has had its highest ratings ever. We've had our lowest ratings ever, which is interesting.
That's not true.
I'm James.
I'm Lindsay.
And here we are going through this week's events on Big Brother a bit late.
We were going to lead with the final, but we thought that kind of ruins it if, say, you haven't seen the show or something. So we'll start. We'll just do it chronological and we'll just see how we go. So
first of all, Katie Hopkins goes in. No, sorry.
Jeremy, he seems like an interesting character. On Monday, do you remember we were worried because there was some illusion basically on the website that it was going to be vote to evict, but it was actually all just lies.
They were playing mind games. But I spotted it. I realised they were doing that.
You spotted the auto cue and it said,
"Yeah, there was
save your fave."
There was a picture of the preparation for the show, and it said it didn't say even. It said for your. I just saw for your favourite, and you only say vote for your favourite, not vote to evict your favourite, would you?
Hated,
so,
God, you're better than Di Dan and Inspector Winston combined.
Exactly.
So basically, we were worried it was going to be vote to evict and Perez was going to go, but in fact, it was vote to save, and Cami, communications major, left via the mirror. Did you enjoy Emma going into the house and pulling Cami out by her ear?
No.
Go on.
Well, they did it with Lee Ryan, didn't they? And it was good, but they did it with her, and it was like, thank God she's gone.
Would you have preferred her to get a booing?
I don't really care. Boos or cheers, it's all the same to me, really. But
do you agree with Keith that she didn't get her moment?
He's always pining over some lost emotional.
It's just common decency.
Have some respect.
Have some respect for that motherfucking cunt Cami Li.
Exactly.
I liked it when she was swearing the whole way through that interview. Then she went, "Is it alright if I say penis?" Like, you just said motherfucker 2 seconds ago.
Well.
Anyway, she's a communications major, so don't knock her. I've got a few other things that happened this week.
Oh yeah, any good toss?
Perez was throwing beans at the wall.
Now, there's no Hoover in the Big Brother house, so you can see why that would present a problem.
But he said he was going to pick it up later.
Yeah.
He also said he was imagining it was the producers he was throwing it at. Was it Ted in particular, or... Ted's going to get a few mentions tonight, isn't he?
It could be Ted, it could be anyone, it could be Gareth for all I know.
Do you care about ADHD?
What? Saying someone's got ADHD?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's rude.
It's saying someone hasn't got it. It was funny the way Katie Hopkins fights about that, and then Jordan said Harvey had it, and then Cami Li and Michelle both said they had it, and Perez was like, yes, it does exist. Confirmed.
Proud to be ADHD.
Now, which of these is worse? Being in the celebrity Big Brother house or your dad dying?
That's a weird question. Which is worse?
Yeah. Don't you remember that?
No, who said that?
Perez. He said it was more traumatising being in Big Brother than his dad dying.
So it must be pretty bad.
Maybe he didn't like his dad though.
That's another possibility.
So, and he said, I feel like...
Can I have both? Can my dad die and I'll go on Celebrity Big Brother?
Yeah, that'd
be good. Go in and they say, oh, your dad's died, and I'd be like, don't worry.
He would want me to carry on.
Yeah, it's what he would have wanted.
And then Perez said, I feel like I've just been diagnosed with AIDS in the early 80s.
That's how he was being treated. That's how he was being treated in the house.
Michelle wasn't happy about that. She said, I know LGBTers.
She's had at least 20 of her people on her timeline probably that have died of AIDS, probably.
And some of her friends are black as well, I've heard.
Black?
She loves the gays, the blacks.
Any other minority groups?
As long as she can dehumanise them by calling them the something, she don't mind.
But why can't she do something for the Hasidic Jews? I think it's selfish. She described herself as a street-savvy New Yorker.
Did she? Okay. More on her later. Perez said, "You've defecated on my soul." I can't remember who he said this to, but it was a good line. He said, "I hope I take away the spot from someone else who really wants it."
Exactly.
You've got to admire that. And he accused Michelle of throwing a wrench into the fun train. That's never good.
Oh
no, letters from home. This is what Cami Li was saying.
Hang on,
skip that.
we've gone all season with no letters from home. I think that's good.
And now, but it's like 2 days from the end and they get letters from home. What's the point?
Oh, fuck.
Can't be bothered to talk about that anyway. Oh, apart from Callum's letter was Rudyard Kipling's poem, "You'll be a man, my son."
Imagine that. You're writing to your flesh and blood on Big Brother, your letter from home.
Yeah.
And like, I just like photocopy something like off the back of a cereal packet and send it in. There you go. Ah, she loves that.
I don't have my own opinions. I just send in a poem. But I liked it when Perez was like, "I think your mum's talking in secret code to you."
I think he's right. I think he was telling the truth.
Callum got the right hump. He's like, "My mum sent me a beautiful poem," and Perez is, it's like, your mum didn't write that poem, Callum. I was joking about that on Twitter and people like to go to me, "No, that's a real poem." I'm like, I fucking know. I'm not an illiterate idiot like some Big Brother housemate. I'm a communications major.
Do you know your shapes though?
Yeah, and I know motherfuckers all over the joint. Anyway, Michelle was like bitching and moaning about not getting her letter and all this bollocks. It was Emma's last bots. Do you care about that?
Yeah, I do actually, because I've always felt that the bot shouldn't be presented by the main presenter. When Channel 4 did it with Davina,
that was crap.
It was the ruination of the whole thing.
Yeah, it was.
And I don't like, I mean, you know I don't like Emma Willis anyway, but I definitely don't like her presenting bots. So, yeah, it's good.
Yeah, fuck off. But now we don't like Rylan either.
Well, you don't. I'm like...
on the fence. Fence sitter.
Yeah.
Self-proclaimed.
Switzerland.
Self-proclaimed fence sitter. You heard it here.
No, but I do like Rylan. But he's like towing the party line a bit on that show now.
No shit. Yeah, he used to we might as well just say it now, but he used to actually care about people on that show. Like, Emma would give him a right drubbing, and then they'd come on and talk to Ryan, and he'd be like, "Oh, you know, I know you've been through it." He'd like put his hand on their knee and be like, he'd say something like heartfelt to them. This season, he hasn't been doing that at all. And with Perez, I noticed D.I. Dan tweeted, "I hate Perez." Yeah. That's Rylan's boyfriend, right?
I know.
Yeah, and now... Oh, sorry. Just a little factoid for you there, listeners. And then Rylan was being a right dick to Perez, and I thought, D.I. Dan has told you to do this. I thought, you're not being true to yourself. Let Katie Hopkins, like, rip him a new one, basically, like Louisa threatened to do and didn't do. I just thought... Anyway, we'll say about that. Yeah. Atomic Kitten and crap as well. So... that whole show and all that thing where Cami Li went was called Live Bombshell, and then the fallout. Do you think we got what was promised?
All day you were twitching that Perez was going to go, and I said, "Look, don't worry, it's not going to happen. They're just bullshitting you."
Yeah,
and they were. But when it said bombshell and then the fallout, you think, "Wow, something really big is going to happen," and then there's going to be some huge, like. Fallout from it.
Yeah.
But what was there? Nothing.
It's like this twisted fairy tale. What actually happened? It was twisted or fairy tale-ish. They sent Jordan in a gold dress. Was that it?
Do you know something? I don't like fairy tales.
Oh.
I don't know much about them, but...
You don't like the Brothers Grimm?
I don't like them. I don't like Hansel and Gretel.
They think they're right.
I don't like Little Red Riding Hood.
Are you going to just carry on naming different fairy tales?
I do know one fairy tale.
Yeah.
Oh,
is it Rumpelstiltskin?
No, there's one that I like, but I don't.
Billy Goat Scruff.
Stop mentioning different fairy tales.
Hey, you started it.
There was a little boy that didn't care, and his mum said, "Oh, what do you want for your dinner?" And he said, "Oh, I don't care." And she said, "Oh, you haven't done your homework." He said, "I don't care."
Yeah.
And then he just said, "I don't care" to everything basically. And then one day they went to the zoo, and a lion ate him.
And
he was inside the lion's stomach, and he called out to his mother, and he said, "Mum, I'm stuck in this lion's eating me." And the mum said, "I don't care."
Is that a real story?
Yeah, well, yeah, I think so.
Well, you read that as a child?
It was told to me by a parent or guardian.
Okay, that explains everything. If anyone else has ever heard about this story,
please ring 1-800 child abuse.
If you've been affected by the issues generated here. Anyway, back to what we're meant to be talking about. They did save me speeches, which is pathetic.
The please.
Yeah, but Perez's one was good. He said, you are going to do whatever you want to do anyway, so torture me, you fuckers. That's the most honest save me speech I've ever heard.
suppose.
So yeah, Cami Li's gone, and then Perez said, "Good riddance."
Yeah.
He said, "I'm glad she's gone, and I'm glad she went that way, and I voted for her every week." I admire that. This is when Cheggers and Katie Hopkins had a row, and Katie Hopkins was going, "But you nominated her though to Cheggers," and Cheggers was going, "Yeah, but that's not. It wasn't the point that he nominated her. He just wasn't happy that she went out like that. Do you know what I mean?"
It is a point that you could throw at someone if you wanted to, but Katie Hopkins is just a nasty old cunt.
Oh, she's alright. Now, I'm going to take my big dick and shove it right up your...
We talked about this.
No, we haven't.
We have.
No, we haven't. Anything to say about that?
What? Sticking my big dick up Callum Best's arsehole?
Yeah.
What
did you just say? What?
I'm sure we've discussed
maybe
this.
it was on bots or so. I don't know. No, we haven't. Honestly, we haven't.
Right. Well, yeah. I as I said before, I think it's perfectly acceptable. It's a game move.
And then Callum said, "You're a piece of shit and nobody likes you. You're a nightmare of a person. No one in this country likes you. You're an obnoxious cunt." Perez literally didn't bat an eyelid when Callum said all that to him. He's heard it all before. And Callum also said, "Shut the fuck up, you fucking power tripper." It's not Power Trip this year. It's Twisted Fairy Tale.
He's got mixed up.
Then he went in the diary room and said, "I will ruin the dude." Don't that mean you're like...
Gonna smash his back doors in?
Yeah.
So, really, he's worse.
He enjoys it.
Dirty, dirty bastard.
Then we had...
We know what a shagger is. He'll fuck anything that's not pinned down.
And probably anything that is pinned down too.
If anyone's top shagger, it's him.
I forgot about that.
Top shagger.
That's absolutely. So then... Are you going to? Or I was going to say...
It's making me think about Marlon, funny enough, but anyway.
Oh, that's the button pushing thing. So then we had the LGBT wars.
Right. Okay, so... I mean, I've heard of the Battle of the Song, the Battle for... whatever, but...
I think it was... Michelle said to Perez, "It's not all about you." Perez said, "It is in my universe." And he said, "You don't represent me. I represent myself. I'm not representing LGBT, Latinos or idiots, and I hope I didn't offend any idiots." That's a good line.
It is everything he said was a good line.
And then Michelle said, "I give them a voice."
Do they want that voice?
Can't Perez speak for himself? I know Cav can't, but, you know.
No.
You made a good point that Michelle must have been very pleased to get to the final, knocking out the two gay contestants on her way.
When Perez went, she said, "That's all I care about."
Yeah, that's
all she cared about was the fact that she come above him.
Yeah, all straight final. That's all she wanted. All straights in the final.
Was it all straights?
Desperate for it, yeah. Because Cav and Perez both went on Wednesday.
You sure there's not a queer in there? There must be one somewhere.
Queer is an offensive term. I'm offended.
It's LGBTQ.
That's true.
They keep missing the Q off. Perez knows that, so actually it's all right.
Callum might be bi.
Probably.
So the double eviction.
If you put him in prison, he definitely.
Of course, they'd love him in there. Remember when Cheggers dropped the soap? Did you not see her?
No.
Cheggers was in the shower and he dropped the soap, and they showed him fishing around on the floor for it, making fun of him. Anyway.
Sounds good.
So this is when Perez and Katie Hopkins started speaking to each other, and Michelle got the hump. She was like the fucking mafia going, "Oh, why are they talking to each other? Who is she to tell people who can talk to each other, bitch?"
Why were they talking to each other?
Just bored, probably. Just realised they're the same person. So this is the double eviction now. First out,
right.
Everyone's favourite alcoholic, Kavanagh. What have you got to say about that?
I haven't got any words.
"I told Big Brother not to give me vodka, and what do they give me?" Oh. It's like telling Big Brother you're scared of spiders, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you know what I hate? Electric shocks.
Yeah.
You know what I hate? Shit stirring.
Is there nothing else to say about him?
There is nothing to say about Kavanagh, except it's no surprise that he went.
Then he's like, "Oh, I hear I've been shown as being boring." Yeah, you've been shown as being boring. Next out.
Oh
my days. I couldn't believe it. Fix or no fix?
I say fix,
not
but
a fix.
I call fix on everything.
It's not. I only voted once. I think people just thought he was safe, like the old Natalie Cassidy defence, isn't it?
Do you think his number wasn't working?
Could be.
Could be.
But that ruined my Friday night when he went. But the only good thing was he got bots, he got to go on loose women. Did you like the way he just walked out the house and didn't say goodbye to anybody?
Yeah, I loved it. And I think it was a fix for him to go on Wednesday, because if you watch the final, like, the interviews were so quick.
Sure, yeah.
There was hardly any time. I think they wanted to give him that time and to have a whole bots with him on, and etc, etc. So
just to endlessly talk about which sleeping pills he was on.
it does make you wonder. I'd like to know.
Not just any old sleeping pills. Dr. Ottoman prescribed sleeping pills.
How does that work? Does he have them, like, just on hand?
Oh, and he went, you're not allowed to share medication. He said something like a Xanax as well. I'm not sure if that was on
He
bots.
said half the house was on Xanax.
It's like Big Brother US. He said the Perez show was just a defence mechanism to cover his heart in steel. That's quite sad, isn't it?
Yes, very moving.
How do you think Emma handled that interview with Perez?
Well, I'll put it up there with her usual standard work, which is very poor.
You said you were annoyed that she didn't say anything about him being bullied and called a faggot in the house, basically.
I'm mystified by the whole faggot thing, to be honest with you. The whole thing is just like, I feel like I'm just on a different planet, or I'm too old or something, you know what I mean?
It's like the world's gone mad. But then at the end, she did say to him, "You've been one of our best housemates ever."
Fuck me, that's true.
Yeah, that is true. But did she say it through gritted teeth or with forked tongue? Or
Well, Matt Willis likes him, so maybe she should try to appease him.
And then we had the bots where basically Ryland's like, "So come on, why didn't you leave? Why didn't you leave? Ryland, do you really want me to tell you? Do you really want me to tell you?"
Yeah,
Yes.
I do.
Come on,
yeah,
tell me. Okay.
All right.
You didn't think it was
Tell
that,
me.
You didn't think it was that bad. He goes, basically, one of the producers, i.e. Ted,
we don't know it was
said
Ted.
to him-
It could have been anyone.
he said, "Do you want me to name names?"
Could have been Iris.
We already know the name, let's be honest.
All right.
So they told him it's the most watched season ever,
It's all about you. It's the Perez show.
and they begged him to stay. Do you think he actually saw a person? Do you think a person actually come in and told him that, or they just told him it through the mirror or whatever?
Yeah, what they didn't say, they said it's the Perez show, but they said everyone thinks you're a complete cunt.
Yeah. But did you see that bit at the end where they showed the statistics and Perez's like mentions compared to Kavanagh's? Like Kavanagh had like 12 mentions on Twitter. Perez had like 500 billion.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was
That
a
was
lot.
good. And then straight after Perez said that about production, the main Big Brother Twitter tweeted, "Do you think Perez is telling porkies?" And I thought, definitely not now. Like, talk about trying to cover it up. I didn't even think he'd be on bots the next day. I thought that was so outrageous.
Do you know what? Those people, they are corrupt as hell. It's worse than 9/11, isn't it? It really is. Well, not... Well,
You're going to get us into trouble.
Alright, sorry.
It's not worse than 9/11.
Alright.
It's
But it's not far off.
It's worse than 7/7.
But you think this is bad?
It's terrible.
Why?
The whole point... Oh, for God's sake.
Come on.
The whole point of Big Brother is you're in there, you only talk to Big Brother, you don't know so-and-so from production's name, you don't get to see your hairdresser, you don't get a room to yourself, you don't get fake... you do get fake tan. Whatever. You don't get to talk to your lawyer. What?
Do you really, in your heart of hearts, think that's how Big Brother's made? That it's like a pure game?
No, but I wish that they
There's
could...
no outside contact. And,
Well, I know that's not true.
yeah.
I've seen Mohammed Al-Fayed in there once. And a gorilla.
I wonder how that gorilla's doing now.
Probably got put down. And then... no, but seriously, they could... I was telling you earlier, and you arguing with me. This is why we don't have live feed, because there's literally so much stuff going on. No doubt untold racism, homophobia. So many people getting warnings, getting people coming in and out, all sorts. Jordan saw her surgeon 3 times. This is why we don't have live feed, because there's so much stuff going on that it would just blow the whole thing apart.
Yeah, I think they'd rather have like an edited like storyline show going which way they want, rather than let you draw your own conclusions. I noticed on one of the small tidbits of live feed they threw at me the other day, Cami Li was watching her language quite carefully, so they must know that they're on the live feed's on, and you know what she's like for swearing, she's rotten for it. So
God, we wouldn't speak like that. Wash your mouth out. So you wanted to say something about the Eamon Holmes task.
Did I?
I personally thought this was the worst episode, Thursday night episode after Perez went. It was although Perez was in it.
He was in it the whole time.
I know, it was just a depressing episode, made me upset.
Why?
1, Eamon Holmes. I like Eamon Holmes, but 2, James Jordan. 3, Jim Davison.
I don't think Eamon Holmes was that bad. He just oversaw what was going on. I don't think he was bullying Perez. James Jordan... James Jordan was disgusting. A disgusting human being that makes me feel physically sick.
What? Brad Pitt of the dance world? James Jordan?
Yes, the very one and same. Who just had a heart attack. Really shouldn't be getting all aerated.
Had a heart attack?
James Jordan.
Are you joking?
He collapsed in his house on Boxing Day.
Are you serious?
Because his daft wife off Strictly or whatever, she's got
Breaking
some
news.
problem, broken leg or something.
What?
Oh, she was trapped in the... I don't know.
Are you making that up?
No, it's a true story.
He had an actual heart attack?
No, he collapsed. They thought, I don't know, something happened.
Oh, karma. It does exist.
Negu. Negu.
Oh, that's terribly sad.
Anyway, he just ripped straight into Perez. Really, really nasty.
Yeah.
And then he was nasty to a few people, but then he licked Callum Bessard's quite nice and clean. And...
Ready for Perez's big hard dick.
Well, I thought Eamon was alright, and Jim, well...
Okay, so Jim doesn't like Perez, but it's not because, you know, he hates gay people, because he likes Kavanagh, as if no one likes Kavanagh, and he loves Michelle Visage. Okay then. And then Michelle Visage was like, yeah, Jim Davison likes me. What, the biggest fucking homophobe on the planet? The man who called Brian Dowling a shirtlifter? And you're like, oh yeah, I'm a super fan. I know who Leo Sayer is. Well, you should know who Jim Davison is then, and know that he's a piece of shit.
She does know, because she's watched every season.
I was impressed when she said about Leo Sayer, to be honest.
Yeah, but she's watched every celebrity season.
Not Fairweather.
Yeah, not
Fairweather.
She hasn't been to the rough bits with us.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
There was more with this Eamon Holmes things, like
It was a long task.
Jordan was saying she liked banter, but there's no one to banter with in the house. Katie Hopkins said Keith looks like he's been kicked out of a care home every time he's nominated. I thought that was quite a good line, actually.
True as well.
Jordan don't like it when Katie Hopkins has a go at fat kids. That's when she called her a boring old slag. That's not very nice.
Yeah.
Eamon seemed to think LGBT was an organisation. Did you notice?
Yeah.
He's like, you've done a lot for the LGBT company. Okay, yeah.
Right,
she's
cheers.
the CEO. And then... it's all mixed up because it's like that. Then it's the double eviction again. And when Perez went, Michelle said the witch is dead. No, she was still there.
The show was dead.
Yeah. I liked it when Checker said about his voters, they're all getting their 10p's out and trying to find a phone box. Phone box don't even take 10p no more.
That's like minimum, like 40p.
No, is it 40?
About
I thought it was 20. And then Katie Hopkins was trying to nick a few votes by going in the diary room and crying.
Oh my god!
She must think we're fucking born yesterday.
Oh, her gaming, honestly, just sickening towards the end. Like watching her. Oh, I've gone in the most hated person, and if I can come out just slightly less hated, then
but don't give me a compliment, will you?
Don't let me come second, for fuck's sake.
And then Michelle goes, the good people can win it. Our favourite, isn't it?
Oh my life. There's this season of BB USA, right, where they had this alliance called the Friendship.
It wasn't a friendship, it was Helen.
Who's Helen?
It was like Helen and Alyssa.
Oh, whatever. Anyway, they were complete arseholes, and then one of them turned to the other and said, the good people are going to win, and just the whole...
And then it was Helen, and then she went out the next week.
There you go.
Evicted by Amanda, not a good person.
No.
But a damn good character. You said we're not allowed to mention any other tasks, but there was that freak show task.
What's that?
It was like a ventriloquist and...
Oh, right.
Anyway.
Kavanagh singing his tweets out.
Yeah, that bit was quite... #twat.
Yeah.
So now we're on to the final. Woo!
No, not woo.
Oh, boo.
Yeah, wah, more like. Because, yeah.
Did you enjoy the final?
No, it's shit.
Oh, it's crap.
Crap.
But one good thing...
What? Name one good thing.
Michelle was out first.
Yeah, that's true. I'll give you that.
She actually looked upset as well, which is good.
Yeah. Entitled.
Oh, they did have the final dinner, but I can't remember anything interesting that was said at it. There was no My England, My Kryptonite,
They
was
probably
there?
didn't even have any food or drink.
But they didn't evict anyone 2 by 2 either. I was expecting someone to get that edit.
You're obsessed with that.
I know.
I think you need to move on from that.
Never.
Yeah, it was done. That was Janice and
Mario Falcone.
And it's over now.
No, other people have come out 2 by 2. Creepy Chris and Pav. I don't think he's creepy. Who else come out 2 by 2? A few people have. And then what happened? It's like Beavis and Butter, doesn't it?
Sort of, without the humour.
Now, anything to say about Michelle's interview?
No, but I have rethought of the acronym that suits her.
Yeah.
And it's LGBT.
That's not bad.
Mm.
Emma said to Michelle, she's very likeable.
Okay.
And then out next, Wahey, it's Cheggers.
Boo.
I said, what's the opposite of Wahey, which I think was probably the funniest thing I've ever said.
Yeah, but you didn't say what the opposite of Wahey was.
No, but some people said it on Twitter, but I can't remember what it was.
Right.
So the Cheggers went out. He said he loved his wife.
She was in the audience.
Yeah.
I don't mean to be rude. She didn't look that nice.
What do you expect Cheggers' wife to look like?
Well,
Playboy bunny.
Listen, all season, all he's done, he misses his wife and blah, 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 this, that and the other. And then you see and it's like, fucking hell.
James!
I think that's rude.
That's completely unnecessary.
Well, he said it.
Then they were going on about he's never been told to fuck off before. And then Cav flipped him the bird.
Cav flipped it? Who the bird?
Cheggers. They film the housemates outside.
Right.
While the interview's going on. Did you miss this? They were going on about when Cav told Cheggers to fuck off.
Yeah.
And they filmed the housemates standing outside.
Right.
Watching the final. And Cheggers went giving up yours to Keith.
Oh.
Did you not notice that?
No.
It's terrible.
Hang on, you're saying Cheggers go...
No, Kavanagh did it to Cheggers while Cheggers was doing his interview.
Yeah, I think Kavanagh was...
What? But hold on.
I've had a few.
Is he still drinking vodka? Because surely he can buy his own drinks now. So what's his excuse this time?
Well, speaking of celebrity relapses, we know something about Alexander that we'll reveal later in the show.
No, let's do it now, Johnny.
No, let's stick with Kavanagh.
Right.
So yeah, I think he was pissed out of his face because he couldn't stop calling out on bots.
I know. And did you notice Cheggers called him and he said Kavanagh was a fellow alcoholic.
And then he said, not fellow. But...
Yeah, it was too late. You already said it and it was true. So that was Cheggers. Next out...
Hang on a minute. Don't you think it's a shame that Cheggers comes so low?
Yeah, I voted for him. I voted for him and Jordan in the end.
I think he was pleased to be in the final.
Mm.
He was a deserving finalist.
Yeah.
He came off the fence eventually.
He did, a few times actually.
And out of the people available, which, let's face it, was pretty poor, I think he was one of the better ones. And I like the whole Cheggers thing. Yeah.
No, I was told that was crap on Twitter.
Well, whoever that person is, go and die. But I like their friendship. I thought it was nice.
Oh, Cheggers, yeah, they talked about horses all the time. I don't know if you saw that. That's what Jordan said.
Now, apparently Cami Li liked horses as well.
Did she?
So, there you go.
I'm sure. So then Callum...
Hang on. She caught Kieran fucking
in the
Jane
stables.
Pountney in the stable. That would put me off horses. I'll get rid of the horses. I'll buy a zebra or something else.
Wasn't it on a sun lounger?
I thought you said, wasn't it on a Sunday? There's a sun lounger in the stable. The horses get a tan.
I think she caught them on the sun lounger on holiday.
Oh,
but then
right.
on the she had CCTV in her stables and she saw them. How could you get back with someone after you've seen them on CCTV fucking someone else?
Well, she's never worn a onesie since.
I would stab him to death. So then Callum was out next. Yay! Callum to win would have been the worst.
It would have been the worst, but he was all right.
What?
He was all right.
What do you mean?
What do you call him in your blog? Was it a two-page cunt or something?
a toupee wearing jacket potato face.
Oh yeah, that was good.
I know, I was pleased with that.
Right, so you
Those
should
are my
be.
only 2 jokes in my blog.
Oh,
there you
well,
go.
there you
Still
go.
better than none, isn't it?
Now, these people don't have to read it now. You've given them the best bits.
Don't worry, they haven't. Anything to say about his interview?
Yeah, he come across as a nice guy.
Oh, what a nice guy.
He just rolled with the punches. He didn't fuck anyone, which obviously was a struggle for him.
That was his strategy number 1.
And strategy number 2 was, what was it? Being himself?
But him and Cav never got their chance to shine. Oh, if only Perez wasn't here, we'd get our chance to shine. If only you fucking ever did anything, you'd get your chance to shine.
Look, you know what? If you're in the house with Perez, you got to think, right, look, what can I do? You got to put your pants on, get out in the garden, grab an inanimate item, hug it, and start being rude to people. And then maybe you got a chance.
Exactly. No, we don't want to see your conversations about, I don't know, where you go on holiday this year.
Do you think in the final, how many people played the editing card?
Every single one of them.
Did they?
Yeah, even Perez did. My friend Dawn put it best about Callum. She said he spent his whole time in there sitting on a bed trying not to lose his temper, which I thought was quite a good line.
Why did she say that? Is he an angry person?
Yeah, because he was just doing a nice guy act the whole time, wasn't he?
But why is he nasty? Where's the evidence of that?
Well, did you not see him, after, Perez threatened to rape him? He got really upset.
Yeah.
That was a joke. Now... he'll be back doing his PAs in no time, so watch out, Essex. So final 2,
Right.
It was Katie versus Katie. Who did you want to win out of those 2?
Well, I suppose Jordan.
Do you remember when the day before Katie Hopkins was trying to get Jordan to leave? She's like, just leave, there's no point you coming back once you've been to the doctors. Blatantly just trying to get her to walk so she could win.
She offered to help Perez pack
when
he was threatening to walk.
Yeah.
She told Jordan to go get to fuck, basically.
For the sake of your health, I think you should go.
Yeah.
Yeah, she cares about your health a lot.
What an arsehole.
So basically Jordan was having a panic attack. Both of them, I don't know if you... Oh, we haven't done hair or scare... Not hair or scare. Well, we have hair or scare and equal chic.
Yeah.
But basically, both Katie Price and Katie Hopkins both had more volume in their hair than possibly we've ever seen in the Big Brother house, bar Inspector Winston, and he was a special case. Whose hair were you enjoying most, Jordan's or Kate Hopkins?
What, I can only choose between those 2?
Yeah, because they both had big barnets.
I thought Jordan's hair looked bad.
Yeah, she
and
had
Kate Hopkins looked rough compared to when she went in. So, there you go.
You fancied her back then.
Scare and scare, I'm saying.
Okay. Did you think Hopkins was going to win? I did.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I didn't think she would.
I'd love to know what the percentages between them were.
She must have won. Jordan must have won by a mile, because otherwise
reckon?
they'd be going, oh, it's close, it's close.
Do you think?
Of course.
Don't they just say that anyway?
Well, they didn't say it.
Yeah, I know, but... I thought Jordan was going to have a panic attack. She went well. Maybe it was her boob.
Probably.
So, Hopkins went. I can't remember anything about her interview, can you?
Yeah, she said that it was a travesty that Jordan won.
No, she didn't say that in her...
Oh, I thought she did.
On bot, she said that.
I thought she said it twice.
Oh, maybe. She said she didn't like to see people picking on people. Funny. And she was on about Keith Chegwin being Switzerland. Blah.
And she wanted Michelle or Callum to win, rather. And she wasn't worried about coming second, she didn't want to win, she said.
No, she doesn't.
Well, luckily she didn't, so...
She doesn't want people to...
And she comes second. You know, second is the worst place to come, because your interview is basically everyone's thinking, oh, come on, get on with it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Boo.
I've got nothing to say about her. If you voted for Katie Hopkins, I hope your fingers fall off. So then we had Jordan's interview. She didn't say anything of interest either.
Not really, but then she never did in the house either, so...
Well,
apart from Alex Reid's behind.
I truly believe that Jordan only won because it was an anti-Katie Hopkins vote. Do you not agree?
How did people know who to vote for, though?
No, but at the end, they reopen the lines and all that, don't they?
Yeah. Oh, right, yeah.
No, you don't think it was that close, but...
No, I don't.
Anyway, as long as one of Jeggers won, we were happy.
Yeah.
And not the witches. Do you notice Nadia had headphones on?
What, the whole time?
No, she's like, you know when they show the housemates standing outside?
Yeah, I know.
You've been watching this fucking show. Nadia had headphones in. She's listening to like a motivational tape or something.
Maybe it's to drown out the booze.
Yeah, that's weird, isn't it? So at least...
What were they? Were they those Beats ones?
There's like those white earbuds. We don't like those earbuds.
Oh.
So now Alex Reid must be really fucking fuming that she's won it as well as him.
Can he fume still? Where is he?
Cage fighting.
I don't think he is. I'm worried about him.
Dressed up as Roxanne.
Roxanne, you don't have to put on that red line.
Then there was bots where basically Katie Hopkins was allowed to bully Perez. Patsy Kensit was basically either drunk off her face or coked up off of her head.
Or could be the Xanax.
Or both.
Xanax is illegal in this country. We don't have it.
Really?
Yeah.
You got something, yeah?
Don't mention that.
I'm joking.
But it's not something the doctor can prescribe you. We don't have it in this country. It's an American thing.
Perhaps Dr. Ottoman's got special, prescribing powers.
I bet he has.
Anything else about that bots? There was a few things. Just Rylan really pissed me off about that bots. It's just like, even Callum looked appalled at some of the things Katie Hopkins was saying.
Even Callum?
Even Callum.
He had to sit next to her.
I know, but he's supposedly her friend or whatever. And the only saving grace of that bots was Jordan come out and said that Katie Hopkins was a sore loser. And she said, I've always liked Perez. And that was the only... Rylan never once stuck up for Perez. Normally he supports the underdog. Just because D.I. Dan don't like him. I knew it.
I thought he did, actually.
He didn't?
No, but when they were talking about Faggotgate and about Alexander, and Katie Hopkins said that Perez was responsible for Alexander leaving. Rylan said, that's your opinion, which I thought was a funny thing to say, because he obviously knows the reality of what happened. I still don't, I know I keep saying it's so boring, but
we already said this earlier.
I don't understand why the whole house backed Alexander O'Neill.
See the way they were being with him on bots? They were all like cuddling him, and do you know what I mean?
I know.
And now we know why he dresses like it's out of the lost property box. He's spent all his money on crack cocaine and marijuana.
You haven't even told the story.
Oh, doesn't everyone know by now?
I don't know. I didn't know it.
He was in a hotel and they smelt something funny coming out the room, and it was marijuana. He had 2 deliveries and
in 14 hours
and crack cocaine, and then he come out the room and he looked shocking apparently.
Oh, you would, wouldn't you?
And like he normally does. And he said basically it's because of the stress of the house, so basically it's Perez's fault, isn't it? That
Perez has got a lot to answer for.
But is he still going to sing at Jordan's wedding, I wonder?
You know what? Crack... ask Whitney Houston... Well, you can't, but ask Whitney Houston. Crack ruins your voice.
Oh, yeah. Ask Courtney Love.
There you go.
Yeah, crack. It's not a good one.
Well,
no. Get a house clean, though, or is that's crystal meth, isn't it?
Apparently, yeah.
Maybe Keith Juglin's on that.
Could be.
No, I'm sure he isn't.
Wahey!
So what do you think? Best series ever? Best celebrity series ever?
One of the best players ever.
If Perez hadn't been in there, how would it have been? Crap.
He made it, obviously. He was the best thing about it.
never on Twitter or anywhere else have I had so many people disagreeing with me, trying to get me to change my opinion, trying to get me to clarify my opinion. Why can't I just have my opinion and you have your opinion and we'll just agree to disagree? Why can't we live in a civilised society like that?
What, is it all about Perez?
Yeah, and it's like, how can you stand by him after what he said to Callum? Because I couldn't give two fucks about Callum. I think he's a sleazy piece of shit, that's why. But I did say that on the last one.
Do you remember though? We had the same problem with Jim that time. And Geordie Shaw.
Ugh, no one defended her.
But she fucking won the thing.
Yeah, but I don't know how.
She pissed the bed.
That's a deep strategy.
Yeah.
You were saying we've not had a good winner for years, and it's true, we haven't.
Yeah, Gary Busey was a good winner, but we just
true.
voted for him just to take the piss.
No, I didn't. I liked him.
Well.
He was entertaining. He was good. So that's pretty much it. It has been good. I liked having it on for a month as well. I thought that was quite good. It's better than 3 weeks. You can get into it quite a lot more, I thought.
Oh, yeah.
So I enjoyed that. Do you think Emma will be gone by the summer? I do. I think Ryland will be presenting the main show.
Emma Willis will present anything. She'll do anything for £1 note, so I don't know what she's got going on.
I think she might be having a baby or something. Something must explain that outfit she was wearing on eviction night.
She said she wasn't pregnant.
And you trust everything she says, do you?
Oh, implicitly. Almost as much as the independent adjudicator on Deal or No Deal.
Anything else to say about this series?
Yeah.
I wish Jeremy had stayed.
Yeah, but, you know, the swimwear was the undoing of him. And
just wanted to innocently have a peek.
I just wish Perez had won, but I guess I'm an idiot, so...
Yeah, but have you noticed now a lot more people are jumping on the Perez bandwagon?
So many...
And if you hadn't seen it, he was on Loose Women. He actually talked some sense, and people were actually nice to him for once.
Without mentioning names, like as Perez said himself, I've listened to quite a few podcasts that were like, "Oh, Perez is a cunt. Get Perez out. This, that, and the other." Now he's gone. They're like, "Oh, it's boring in the house." Oh, fucking no surprise.
But he was only gone. He wasn't even gone for one whole show because he was in Thursday's episode.
He had a face like thunder on the final box.
Oh God, he looked terrible. Hope he's all right.
Yeah, I'm worried about him.
Pop another sleeping pill, you'll be good.
Yeah.
So I think that pretty much wraps it up. Thank God. We'll be back for Big Brother Canada in March, I think it is. Hopefully they'll cast that decently this year and not shit like they did last year. And anything else?
No.
Do you want to apologise for calling our listeners homophobic cunts last episode?
No, far from it. If anything, I'd like to say it again.
Follow me on Twitter, LightUpVM.
And if you're a homophobe and a cunt, then stop listening.
Follow James, Big Brother Boyle.
Yeah.
Why don't you read my blog, Extertainment? I'll blog about some other things now Big Brother's not on. Read my novel, First Aid Kit Girl. It's really funny and it's not got James in it. Although it is dedicated to James, so that's nice. Oh. That's nice, isn't it?
Oh, lovely.
And that's pretty much it, isn't it? We've been asked if we will do a podcast about our favourite international Big Brother players of all time. Are we going to do that?
Well...
Big Brother Power Tripping asked us that. It's something like that. I like him or her.
One of the
what?
One of the idiot general public.
Shut up.
No, I'm kidding.
No,
just kidding.
That person's cool.
No, I want to do a show like that, but you know what? I don't want to do the international one. I think you should. There's too many people to choose from.
I know.
So I think it's better to do British or celebrity.
No, we've got to do international. We've got to do the whole lot. Top 20, I think. It seems really vain to do that though. But
how can you compare the UK and the USA? It's like two completely different games.
You just compare it on entertainment value. That's it.
If that was the case, then Devon would be your all-time ultimate player.
His daughter.
And are Jack and Joe going to sneak in there somewhere? Number 21, Jack and Joe. Come on.
Definitely not. Right. No, I just want to be serious for a minute.
All right.
And say thank you to everyone who's listened. Loads of people have been so nice to us on Twitter this year. A few people trolling me the other night.
I think you mean trolling.
Calling Jordan a slag. Pathetic. She got more money than you and a horse, so whatever. But like loads of people have had we've had loads of mint bants on Twitter. It's been really good, isn't it?
People are loving it. Fuck knows why.
Yeah, so it's been really good. Loads of cool people, and I can't bother to name everyone because I always leave someone out. But yeah,
that lot.
We appreciate you all a lot, don't we?
Oh, yeah, we love the adorable British public.
Yeah, the loonies in anoraks. We love you to bits.
Yeah.
Good night. God bless.
It's alright.
See you in March.